Hey Aries, welcome to October. This is your October monthly love reading. My name is Amanda Fabella, also known as the Queer Psychic Queen, and I do psychic readings and energy healings and focus most of my content and resources towards LGBTQ individuals. So this reading is not going to be about any specific gender in particular. So it's not only for LGBT people, allies for sure. This would apply to anyone really, but I'm queer and it's a big part of my identity. So it's a big part of my brand. So in this reading, I'm going to be pulling for you, Aries, a card for the theme of October with love, the outcome of love in October, and then a third card would be the what is the other person thinking card. So right off the bat, I feel like there's a lot of feelings going on inside of you, Aries, but there's not a lot of expressing your feelings, but it's methodical of you. It's not exactly like you're in this position where you're not sure what to say and you're not sure how to say it. I mean, to an extent, you're a little bit, thinking about how you want to approach a situation with another person, but that's not what you're worried about. You're worried about what you have to tell the other person and how the other person is going to take what you have to tell them. But the thing about this is that the longer you don't express yourself, the more in your head, you're getting. And so what made me, intuitively start asking more about this is because when I started tapping into your energy before the reading, it was just a lot of, overthinking energy, but not productive overthinking. So in your heart what you want to do. You decided that a while ago, but you've been kind of questioning it and going over it. And the more you question the situation, the more deeper the other way, not even from the other person, but just more out of alignment you're getting, more and more and more and more and more. You're doubt is not, any doubt you feel about the other person is true and valid, but it's all a mirror of how you're feeling about yourself. So it's my advice before we get into this reading is just this month, when you're thinking about a situation with another person, try not to think about it in a sense all these other things this person did to me. Think about it in a sense of how could you have bettered the relationship and what could you do now? Make it more solution based. So Aries that are single, I'm definitely seeing that there's someone in your life right now that you want to approach with something, a more serious love offer, but it feels like you're waiting for the right time, but you're also the one that is going to initiate this. So that's kind of an interesting read on the situation. So let's see. Aries for the month of October. What is your theme for love in October? What is your theme for love in October? Okay, so the card that I pulled is worth waiting for. So what this is telling me is that this time that you're taking, and maybe you're not even taking time necessarily away from someone. I definitely see people actively in a relationship with people wanting to express something to that person and thinking about it. I pulled the worth waiting for card. So that is telling me that whatever is going to come out, whatever you're going to tell the other person, it's going to be at the right time, whatever time is the perfect time. And two, it's going to be what exactly needs to be said. So this moment is worth waiting for. I'm not exactly getting this other person is worth waiting for, not in the sense that they're not worth waiting for, but just that I'm getting that with all of these thoughts, with all of these doubts I'm getting that you're thinking, when they do come out, when you do feel it will, when you do express yourself, it will be exactly the right time and exactly what you need to say. So I'm going to go ahead and do what the other person is thinking right now and then the outcome after, just because I feel that would go better with what we're talking about right now. So what is the other person thinking in this situation? So this person that you, Aries, have something to tell to, I'm getting for a lot of people, it's somebody that you're with already. I do definitely feel this resonates for single people, but this month, a lot of the readings were about relationships, and I thought that was really interesting because it's Libra season, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So Aries, what is the other person thinking? Okay. Very interesting. The other person is willing to meet your needs and meet your standards and do that happily. I pulled the playfulness card and I pulled the new love card. And so what that tells me is that the other person that you're talking to, they look at the situation a little bit more innocently than you. And that's not to say they look at it more naive than you. I'm not getting that they're super naive. Like they get what's going on in the situation, but you're like very much overthinking it. Like what the other person is thinking is like, this is an opportunity that I'd like to potentially pursue, and I love to be around that person. And there might be a ton of doubts like behind the situation, but it's like you're all thinking doubts and they're all thinking positive. And so it almost feels like what would be necessary is for a deep conversation between you guys, just to meet in the middle and be on the same page. Because what's also creating all of this animosity and this like tension just within yourselves, because you're not talking about this specific issue. So what's creating all this tension and animosity within yourselves is that you feel like you're on different pages. Like you just want to feel like familiar, like you're relating to the other person that you're like in a partnership with or like building a partnership with, but you feel like you're on totally two different pages. And it's like the page that you're both on together is that you want to be with each other, or you're open to being with each other. If you're not already together, you're open to taking it deeper, you're open to working it out, you're open to what they have to say. But what's on two different pages is like just your thoughts. And so at the same time of all of this, we all have to keep in mind that like our thoughts are not really real. Like we create them, we control them at all times. So you are so much in your head with doubts, but it's like, are all of them real? Like, are you worried about all these things in the future? Like, you have to also, like, consider the person as you would consider yourself. It feels as if you're being a little hard on the other person. You're expecting a lot from them. You're expecting them to not be at a level that they're not at, but be at a level of understanding to you that you haven't given them any clarity on. So this is the month to speak up. I mean, definitely have that conversation. First of all, I'll say that I don't see it happening like this week. I don't see it happening the first week of the month, but I definitely see this conversation happening between like weeks 2 and 3 for sure. Like the energy just bubbling over, it has to come out. So what is the outcome of this situation, Aries? Okay. What I was just saying. Very soon. I pulled the very soon card. So what this is telling me is that there's going to be a reconciliation soon. So I do feel like some of the Aries in this that are watching this, I do feel like a few of you will walk away. It's unfinished with that person though, so you will not feel exactly fully resolved. And in fact, you'll probably think to yourself, why is it taking me so long to get over this person? But for the majority of you, I'm getting that you will give this person a second chance, and it will be very soon. And it's not like your doubts will completely transform into positive things, but you will be able to control your thoughts more and tap into what you want, like kind of tap into the why you like that person in the first place. They're a good person, I feel, and you're a good person. You're just kind of missing the mark. Like, this could and would be resolved with a good conversation, a good deep conversation, but I do feel that you're waiting. I do feel a sense of waiting for what it would be different for all of you, but let it out this month. It will go good. It will go a lot better than you thought. The other person will be more receptive than you think. It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like at this point, the other person knows that there's something going on and is just waiting. So just talk about it. There will be a reconciliation, and I do see positive things. So if you're wanting to know more about your situation specifically, my email is amandafabellahealing.com. Shoot me an email and we can set up a reading together. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you.